As I promised, is your AEW Dynasty review. This is Local AA. We're here to talk about this show. So yeah, and as usual, it's late. It's late out of date, but here we are. The AEW Dynasty 2025 from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And yeah, this I almost had similar vibes to the Revolution show, but this was lesser good. At least Revolution had great matches and a potential match of one of the matches of the year contenders where Tony Storm Mariah made their Hollywood ending match. This Dynasty show, I don't know, like it's a good show. I don't hate it. It's it just seemed filler to me. That's how I can really describe this show. It just felt filler to me. It felt they were building some things towards the future. And that's not a bad thing, but if you're not really careful with it, then people are gonna get fucking sick of this. So especially when it comes to the main event, especially with the fucking main event. So I'm going to get. But yeah, so this is your Dynasty review, like I said. And let's start off with a Owen Hart Cup openly round match in the tournament. As you got Will Ospreay going up against a brand newcomer, AEW Kevin Knight. And this, more than anything, was a pretty showcase match for a guy like a Kevin Knight, who has been apparently grinding on the indies for quite some time. And now coming into AEW, I haven't seen much work on it, but I heard when he got signed that he was good. And yeah, like this match proved he has a bright future in wrestling. Like the kid can go. Like the way he was bumping around and the way he was doing those moves and moving around like crazy, like a fucking acrobat. That like that like he definitely proved his ground. So and definitely so he can hang with one of the big guns of AEW. And Ospreay is pretty much as one of the big guns as you're gonna get in this company right now. With the matches he has had the past years since he's been with AEW. So yeah, this was another great match with Ospreay, and yeah, this was a fun match. Like 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 it wasn't like the top tier Osprey match, one Osprey match, but this was still really, really good to see. And yeah, and Will Osprey wins and moves on to the tournament. I gotta think he's gonna be the one that challenges for the AEW World Title at All In, right? But how the movie pieces in other stories are in right now in this company, I feel like he's the likeliest to win out of all the options. So, God dang, he's gonna be the whole time match at all in. So, yeah, but like this was still a great match, and yeah, this was fun. like, what more I can hear I say about. So, yeah, so fun match. Then we get to the tag team titles as the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin defending against Big Bill and Brian Keith. Uh, you know what I say about this, baby, being kind of filler? This is one of the matches I kind of reference as this as filler the match that you can possibly see. At least in this match, they were trying to do something. They tried to make Big Bill and Brian Keaton to be something more than they are, like currently booked with the Learning 3 shit. But you knew there will be no tire chains, and like, that's the match going on. I was just waiting for MJF to come in and get involved, and yeah, and his thing with the Hurt Syndicate seems to be more interesting than this stuff. And match was meh. It was it was what it was. It just seemed to pull over the Hurt Syndicate even more than they are. So yeah, they didn't pay that much attention to be honest. But yeah, so Hurt Syndicate everything, and I'm curious to what the end game of this MJF Hurt Syndicate business will be. So at that, I'm interested in what's gonna be the outcome. So yeah, so okay match and the Hurt Syndicate everything. Next match in a women's Open Heart Cup Foundation tournament is Mercedes Monet going up against Julia Hart. And no, this Mercedes tried, and there's one thing you have to give her. She knows, as a heel, especially as a heel, she knows how to make an opponent get over during a match. She knows how to get the opponent she knows how to get the crowd get behind her opponent. So that I can never that I can always give her for that. So she prayed all along with the crowd, and that's it was good. But again, this match was just there. Like it wasn't. It wasn't going to be like an epic shorty or a classic or anything, but I don't know. Like I kind of expect them more, weirdly, but I just got what it was for this, and it was again, it was okay, but there's nothing much more to say. And at least one thing I can say is the crowd kind of got behind this match as by the end they got the crowd into it. But yeah, there wasn't too much to write home about. Like I said with this man, Mercedes just goes on to the tournament, and apparently she faced Athena Dynamite. I'm not seen it for what I saw in the highlights and everything. that was in class. So yeah, so for everything that was that match, this match was not even close. So yeah, Mercedes won this match. That was average of it. So yeah. Um. So next match is for the AEW's Trio Championships. You got Ray FDR, Cope, Dash Harbor, Cash Wheeler against the Death Riders of the champions. Pac, Claudio Castagnoli, and Rita Yuta. This was actually one of the better things, and you will see why I said after the match ends. So, but the match was good. Like it was not great or spectacular, but at least this was good. And you can see with the story, with the way I think what this was going. These three guys were not on the same page, and you saw it throughout the match. So, and even the moments when they were seemingly at cohesion unit, things were a little got shaking during the match. And yeah, so there was that, and and I think I started getting around with the U as a heel. Like I love that he's using the running knee as the finisher with him attacking Brian Danielson and doing the whole thing when he attacked Brian Danielson at Wrestle Dream. Like he seems to be one of the only few Death Riders in this story that people actually kind of give a shit about. Because when you look at the Death Rider story, like, barely people care about Pac or Claudio at this point. You don't seem to care about either, too. At least we were doing the crowd seems to get. He at least gets some heat. And I don't know if it's even good or even bad, but at least he gave some genuine heat from the crowd, from the shows that I've seen when Death Fighters come in. And don't even start on Massa. Get through the main event part. Yeah. So, like I said, the match was good, not great, but good. Then came a finish with but but yeah, but then came a finish with Ray TR and so cohesive unit they tried to be a cohesive unit, and then they and then you got the miscalculation between each other, and one that fight took revenge and won the match, and that Friars retained the World Trio Championships, and after the match, they where FDR seems to be coincide, or at least they tried to sing. And then Cash, and then Dash Harbor pile drives at them on the middle of the ring, and it looks like he was about to hit with a shell. He was about to hit the concerto, and Cash was just plea at Dash not to hit him. And I love this spot where they seem when Cash seems to be trying to help Adam, and they hit the shadow machine, and they're just going to town on him, and they were beat up shares and with the concertos and stuff. And I love when they got to the stretcher that Cash, the Dash Harbor had pull out the neck plate and just mock Cope as Cope was literally laying lifeless in the ring. this was great. Like honestly, this was one of the best things about this entire show for me. What was that angle that they did? And boy, did FTR needed this because they were spinning their wheels as faces. And now when you got this story now and them as heels going up against Cobb and potentially Christian Cage with Adam and Christian reuniting for the first time in many years to go up against FTR, that should be interesting to follow. So yeah, and yeah, like they needed some freshness their characters because yeah, they were pretty much going nowhere. So yeah, so this was this was tremendous and yeah, like it seems to be headed for a FTR versus Cope and Christian all in. Like, sign me up for that. So yeah, this was a good match that led to a great end. So yeah. Next match is Tony Storm, timeless Tony Storm, defending the AEW Women's World Championship against Megan Bayne. This is Megan Bayne's AEW pay-per-view debut, and I think, debuted in January, and quite some streak behind her, and this is her first shot at her at the AEW Women's World Championship against Tony. And this was really good. Like this was really good. Like, like, have not like well not like Mega Bang like her character kind of miss on it too. Yeah, there's just something that seems off. I don't know, but I've been kind of impressed by her in the ring, and Tony like would think that is great about Tony is like, and now it's a face like she can bump her ass off for and make it look believable. Like she was getting her ass get kicked, getting beat down, and the crowd goes along with her and draws up to rile her up, and that makes it a joy to see. And yeah, like this was good. Like this was really good. Like I didn't quite like that Mega Bay kick out at one with the Stone Saber. Like at one hand, I kind of get why they did it to pretend Mega Bay defeat, but I just wasn't a fan of it. Like I just didn't think it was all good. But that being said, that led to the finish of Mega Man trying to finish, and then Tony Storm hits the surprise roll up for the win, and Tony retains her women's world title in a pretty fun match. And yeah, like I think Tony has a face now where this character, I think she's a much better worker now, and she seems to have about the three character work and rest and her work in the ring, and Megabe did more to help on her own, and yeah, this was a good match, and Tony won the way they kinda needed to win and protect Meg. So that's all that. And that's not another round in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament is Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. And yeah, this was terrific. Like, this point of the show, match of the night. Like, this was match of the night. Like, and they work a lot to get on television. You can see they build up some pretty kick-out nice chemistry between one another, and it's nice to see after the Osprey feud that AEW are still behind Kyle Fletcher, and I do think he has a big upside to him, and he's one of those future guys that you kind of need to build around. You kind of need to build, like, like he kind of now working on all the tools of how to be a main event, and I think he's worked pretty much on it. And hopefully after this, I don't think he's gonna win the tournament, but I hope they can find something meaningful for Kyle. And I think he's going to be a future world champion for this company. And Mark Briscoe did more, and Mark Briscoe he's a pretty really good brawler, like, when that's a wrestler. And yeah, and they had a killer match here, and this was great. And Kyle Fletcher won, and yeah, this was an excellent match, and this, I think, honestly, this was match of the night for me. Like, this was an amazing match. Like, that's really all I can say about it. But you will see why I mentioned when I talk about the semi-main of it. But yeah, oh god. The Ring of Honor World Championship, title versus mask. Chris Jericho defending against Bandito. You know, what I say about this show being filler, like, there are some matches on this show that they could have cut and will improve the pace of this show, because the pace of this show was, of how they structured, was pretty atrocious for my liking. And why did this man need to be on this show? Like, why? What purpose? Like, this show has barely, this story has barely made it to Dynamite, mostly already. And they give this match on the pay-per-view. And why is this match went 20 minutes? Can you explain that to me? Or do I have to explain to Chris? Because, buddy, you can't go. You have no fucking business going 20-minute your matches anymore. Like, what? This was naturally not like atrocious, but this was no good. Like, honestly, this was like worst match of the night. Even more so than the main event. Honestly. Like, this was so so boring. Like this was bad, and the finish sequence just made it even worse. So you had all the interferences for the Learning Tree and one of Bandito's friends, and you had the finish Jericho hitting the bell on Bandito, covers it and pinning him, seemingly retaining his Auto-Age title, and then you have one of the relatives of Bandito come out. There was two females coming out of the crowd, showing the replay to the ref, and then Aubrey Edwards came out and informed of the ref of what happened. They restarted the match, and and here's the biggest problem. After it happened, the woman, one of the women related to Bandito slash Jericho in full fucking view of the referee. The referee's looking straight at it. It's like, how the fuck does he not go for a DQ? So that happens, and it led to Bandito's win in a half-assed way. Like, wow, what a way to make your title change and the guy winning the title feel so fucking cheap. Like, what the fuck? I'm watching. Like, why we did this on the goddamn pay-per-view? Like, can then not put it on Dynamite or something? Like, like, why did this need to be on here? Why? I completely lost any patience or honestly respect for Drew Jack because I completely jumped the shark with him a long time ago, and this just continued the trend, and yeah, this was pretty fucking terrible, honestly. So yeah. So fuck this match. That's all I'm gonna say. Just fuck this match. So yeah. Screw. Then for the TNT Championship, you got Daniel Garcia defending against Adam Cole. And again, this felt like another match that didn't really feel need to be on the show. While I didn't hate like the Jericho and Bandito match, I don't know, I don't know, it just didn't click for me, and this was almost a mediocre as mediocre can be, and I pretty much hate what they done with Daniel Garcia, TNT champion. They haven't done absolutely fucking nothing in this. They have done absolutely nothing with him at his run with the title. And this is his first pay-per-view title defense. And he lost. Pretty decisively, might add. It's almost like they gave him the title just so he could not show up to the other company. That's pretty much all what this was. So, here then, that was the title one. Some pretty fucking pitiful what they done here, and At least Adam Cole got something good, so that's good for him. But yeah, like this was a this was a okay mediocre match that they need to be on it, and this and you can kind of feel in the crowd that they were not entertained. They kind of give you no reason to care about this match. So there's that. So yeah, this was kind of an only match. As sad as it is that you saw tire changes, but this is kind of nothing match. Next up for the AEW International Championship, a three-way with Kenny Omega defending his championship against Ricochet and Speedball Mike Bailey. Yeah. I watched his DNA work, and yeah, he's been pretty killing it in his man. I'm glad get to see him on AEW baby with this man. And okay, like this was great, no doubt about it. This was great match. It just went a tad bit long for me. Like I feel they could have trimmed like a good 5-10 minutes of this match and still will have the same effect of having a great match. Like there were instances in the final series like they could have ended, but they just didn't for some reason. But again, doesn't take away. While it went for a tad bit long for my thing, this was still a great match, and love the heel character that Stricker just been portrayed on when his commentary and him getting the knock went out of it by that super kick by Mike Bailey. That was great. That was probably one of my favorite moments during this entire match was that. Like that popped me pretty legit. And yeah, then and this was and the finish was cool with Omega hit the one with Super Angel and this, but it was in backwards position. And yeah, like this was great match. Kenny Omega retains his international title, and again you got another confrontation between him and Okada, and this pretty much seems to be all building to a title unification match at all. It's pretty much set in stone, essence in stone for months. So yeah, so look out for that. But yeah, this was a great match, great triple threat. Probably the best triple threat they've done for AEW, I must say. Well, it been like I said, went for a bit tad too long for my liking. They could have tried trim a few minutes off of it, but this was still great. I enjoyed. Then the main event. For the AEW World title. John Moxley defending against Swerve Strickland. You know, I said in my Revolution review, I said if they don't pull the world title on Swerve Strickland with that reaction that he got on that show, they're out of their fucking minds. And like, and I think when I say that at the time, when they had that face, this match was above all else. This was the chance for AEW to change up the product a little bit, freshen some things on television, like change up the status quo for a little bit, and help try to still make a guy and really validate even more as a top guy, the top baby face. They could have done all that. They could have given the product some fucking life and use to. But of course, because of AEW, in particular Tony Khan, let's just say RGE City, with that's the name, get these ideas stuck in their head and they stay through them. This is the lamest crap you got. Now look, I have no problem with stressing big things, stressing long things. In fact, most times I applaud them for sticking to the plan. But just because you can, doesn't mean you can. Doesn't mean you should. Sometimes the best stories that you see in any genre can go to shit because things change. Life changing. Things move fastly. And the fact that this company still so stubbornly clutch hold to that hope that Darby Allin, after having a fucking Mountain Everest this month, nonetheless, can still come back and still think that John Moxley versus Darby Allin is a still big money match, even at this point still. It's just all absurd of stupidity. Well, I'm not gonna go so much harshly with this match because honestly, honestly, I didn't quite hate it like Cope versus Macho Revolution. At least the crowd was into this. At least with the whole spot that Swerve Strickland had here, but Moxley didn't get nothing. Like, he is so fucking repetitive with his style now, and I lost pretty fucking patience with it, and that just made it frustrating to see. While they had some cool spots between there, there really nothing too much right to home around. And I think what made this insulting is like, you made that crowd almost 4 hours at this point for this show, and this is the main event that you gave those fans to. Like, and especially that fucking finish, man. It's the same old shit. You got that Friday's coming out. You have some teasing on Heyman with if he's gonna hit Swerve or not, and all the Death Rider shit. Then here comes the ops, and then fucking Young Bucks shit. They come out, attack Swerve, John Moxley retains, and yeah, this kind of went over like a foreign church, didn't it? And the Young Bucks explanation on the next show after it just made this finish even fucking worse. Like, this would have been like interesting if I even give a shit about the Young Bucks at this point, but after the work last year, I kind of lost the point of giving a fuck about those two, Bosos, and yeah, this was another lame finish to AEW pay-per-view, and This seems to be a growing trend with John Moxley's style matches. Some lame as crap. While I didn't hate this as Cope and Moxley at Revolution, this still was not good. This was just meh match. That's what it was. It was just meh. And yeah, like again, the most insulting part of all this, you did this long ass shit. You made the crowd have to sit there 4 fucking hours, and this is how you end it off. They just kind of killed the Philadelphia market just for this finish alone. So yeah, like at this point, like even the endgame Darby Allin being John Moxley for the whole title, would you even care? And I think that's the worst part of all this is after this is over with the Deathfire shit, are you even going to give us care still? Just a question. So yeah, this was a pretty good show. Not they're one of the best shows. Not even by this was still fine, good show. That wasn't get capped up by another lame finish just to continue to push still this lame ass story with lame ass girl with the Death Riders. Yeah, the sooner they get this championship off of John Moxley shit, this whole thing. As soon as it ends, the better. That's all I'm gonna say about it. So yeah, that is it for the review. Like this video if you haven't. Subscribe. Tell me what you thought about AEW Dynasty in the comment section below. And as always, I'm Jason Maenius, and I approve this message.